Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Is my mic on right? That looks like it is on right. What was I doing standing up, you might ask? Well, I have all this space right now, and I have nothing in the back anymore, so I feel like I need to use it up. But I also feel like I needed to go for a little walk before I get into this video. Okay, we're gonna be watching Decoy Voice. I love his voice. It sounds so like, if you know what I'm saying. Um, but I had to go for a little walk because cringe things hurt my soul. Okay, that's the best way to say it. I don't know how to tell you it in any other way. They do. It is too cringe. I kind of know what's in this video. It's the Democrat guy crashing out, being crazy. So let's go watch it. And I hope you guys are doing great. Are you doing good? How about you? You over there? You're good? Okay, good, good. Tell your mom I said hi. And your dad. I don't want to make that weird, okay? Tell everybody I said hi. Okay. Yeah. Anyways.
Who told the Democrats that acting like emotional chihuahuas was a failing, as there's literally nothing less presidential than having a bark quieter than your cry, as that.
Did you see his tears or his watery eyes? Oof. The cringiness. I can't handle the cringiness.
After Newsom did it yesterday, his entire party is doing the same.
Oof.
Reacting to when the Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, was addressing the press.
That they have the opportunity every single day to return back home, and we will work with them and facilitate that.
Then some unknown senators started charging at her.
And what they have tried to insert into this city. So I want to say thank you to every single person.
I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the Secretary.
Look at this. You got this lady here, okay? And you got this dumbass motherfucker acting like a fool. This tall ass. Look how big he is.
Because the fact of the matter is,
he's a tall guy. He's crouching down. Like he's like crouching a little down, and he's still taller than these guys that are pushing him out. He's a burly guy, and he is going to rush in there like a fucking idiot. He's just gonna rush in there. They're holding a press conference, whatever it is. It could be a fucking AA meeting. You don't just barge into any place, especially if it's live on TV, it's being televised. You're clearly doing that for some stupid ass political stunt because you're a fucking idiot. Like, wow. Wow.
That you're rotating on your.
Look at that. Pushing against the cops, wanting, oh, look, no, this is not right. I think this is not right. Oh, let me make a scene. Now he's out of the room. Oh. No cameras on me. Okay, let me get down. Let me get on the ground. All right, let me please.
As the DHS clearly explained after, the senator interrupted a press conference without having his Senate security.
Sorry for stopping the video 15 times in the beginning of the video, but damn. I think you will agree with me. If the senator wanted to say something public, he could have easily been televised himself at the same time, probably on some other network that would support him, CNN, whatever, you name it. There are plenty. And he could have done it that way. But instead, of course, these fuckers had to make some sort of huge scene for no reason. What is...
Security pin on, lunging at Secretary Noem. As he repeatedly refused to back away, Secret Service thought he was an attacker, but after, the two had a 15-minute meeting. But that didn't stop this somber senator from sharing his sob story.
So you guys have some questions. I'm going to read a brief statement. I will not be taking questions, but allow me to read my statement. You can only imagine what they're doing to farm workers, to cooks,
what?
To day laborers out in the Los Angeles community and throughout California and throughout the country.
Somebody get this.
That is the dumbest argument. We can't get rid of illegals because they do all the shitty work. And if we don't have anybody out there to do the shitty work, then I have to do the shitty work. And if I have to do the shitty work, then I can't take advantage of shitty people doing shitty work. Man, yep, Donald Trump sucks. It's all come together. Ugh.
Guy an emotional support animal because this isn't how we want our local leaders to look like, where their bark is them screeching at a press conference, and their bite is them crying at a different press conference. If the Democrats really want you to believe they will fight for anything, they desperately have to change their branding, as Democrat Senator Warren does the same.
When Senator Padilla...
Hi, I'm Brett.
And I'm Jonathan.
Hey, Brett. Hey, Jonathan.
This is Darla.
I don't give a fuck.
Gets pushed, shoved, thrown to the... handcuffed.
An unemployed Democrat, Buttigieg, gets in it too.
I just saw something that made my stomach turn. A United States senator pushed to the ground and handcuffed after
they should have knocked his ass out.
Questions.
But Senator Booker shows us maybe sad is a better strategy, otherwise they look deranged.
This guy is always upset.
And this son of Mexican immigrants who cleaned homes and served food was driven violently to his knees. As if made to kneel before the authority of the executive. Because if you could make Alex forcibly kneel before this executive, when does it stop? And if you could force him to kneel to his knees violently, when does it stop?
And the Democrats wonder why they have a problem appealing to men when all they do is lie and try to emotionally manipulate you into doing them favors, which is the exact opposite of masculinity. But the worst part about all of this is I don't think any of them are crying on camera because of virtue. They're just using it as a platform to begin their own presidential campaigns.
It is.
As LA Mayor Karen Bass writes, he's a sitting U.S. senator. This administration's violent attacks on our city must end. But confusingly, didn't condemn these violent attacks. With Governor Gavin Newsom writing, if they can handcuff a U.S. senator, imagine what they'll do to you. As they're going right into fear-mongering, with the LA Times saying first they came for the immigrants, then they took down our Latino senator. But the Daily Mail headlining the story with martial law. They really want you, the reader, to be scared that Trump's shock troops are gonna come for us all.
Yeah, he's gonna, we all know that when Donald Trump, makes martial law, that's when he's going to say he's going to run for the third term. I'm pretty sure that's what we're expecting, right?
When it's really easy as not charging at the Secretary of Homeland Security during a press conference. It's really not that difficult. And you know it's bad when even CNN sides with the Trump administration.
She was holding a press conference and doing a press statement. He's not a member of the press. It wasn't like a hearing where it was an open forum for senators to ask a question. He clearly showed up to a public event to create a moment and do what you're saying.
There you go, CNN. Way to go. Way to go.
He's fighting from his perspective.
And how should we, in your view, be analyzing how we're seeing these agents respond?
I love
this was not a Q&A period, and she's interrupted. She's interrupted by someone who is speaking very loudly, and so her security detail confronts what we obviously now know to be the senator, and at that point, he is now going to be escorted out. But the second incident, in my view, happens the moment as officers are trying to lead him out, he then turns and walks back towards, kind of into those agents. At that point, from a security detail perspective, we're taking this person out against their will.
But the senator is getting exactly what he wanted, immediately doing a press tour featuring sadness about his arrest.
That's literally what he wanted.
That'll finally make him relevant. As his little emotional outburst only makes him look pathetic, but I think it's important that the Democrats take every opportunity to draw the focus away from what they're actually discovering about these raids in LA, as a most important portion of Noam's press conference is their findings on funding.
And we also have the IRS here that's helping us track how these violent protesters are funded, what NGOs out there, what unions, what other individuals may be funding.
Where earlier someone was seen distributing these
but I don't trust the IRS. Honestly, fuck the IRS. Honestly.
Expensive bionic shields to the rioters.
Is that Banana
the
Box?
FBI later identified and charged as he seems to be part of a much larger organization. And as Data Republican has been digging, she's finding this No Kings protest is actually being funded by several organizations that receive taxpayer money, where some of them are giving in the millions of dollars. Now, I don't want to get too conspiratorial. Some of them are giving.
ACLU Foundation of Texas, Inc., 3.3 million. ACLU of Utah Foundation, 1.4 million. Albuquerque Teachers Federation, $2.9 million. Oh, spicy.
Giving in the millions of dollars. Now, I don't want to get too conspiratorial, but we gotta get a little conspiratorial. As these riots kicked off when they raided the fashion district in downtown LA, and I saw it first from this random lady.
The riots got started in Los Angeles not because ICE was going in and arresting people who came here illegally, but because the fashion district had an investigation going on where they were smuggling and laundering money in from Mexico and Colombia. They did not report over 80 million in goods, and they did not pay over 17 million in taxes.
But it is in line with similar cases in the fashion district, where recently another wholesaler was also convicted of laundering money. And now our border czar, Tom Homan, says the same thing is happening now.
And that's what no one's talking about. The fashion district wasn't an immigration raid. It was the service of 3 criminal warrants at locations based on a large criminal conspiracy that ICE have been investigating. That has to do with money laundering, tax evasion, and customs fraud. And it's part of an overall conspiracy on numerous businesses that they believe that some of this money is being laundered in Mexico and Colombia to fund cartel activity.
It really changes your perspective on why the Democrats are so desperate to regain control of the National Guard, where they even go screaming and sprinting at the DHS secretary when she's just trying to tell us about this, as every attack against these raids are based in lies and emotional manipulation. They claim they're tearing families apart when they're really arresting dangerous individuals.
But it's okay, because I believe Tom Holland, the Bullazar, I think that's his name. Correct? You can correct me if I'm wrong, please. But he said that we can deport families, so we can't. There ain't no tearing families apart, okay?
Like criminals with records of human smuggling and laundering, people who have a history of harming kids, and more people who have histories of crimes against kids. Interesting how most of these guys are Asian, but you won't see me acting in solidarity with heinous criminals. But now that we're putting the puzzle pieces together, it's starting to make sense why these liberal cities are allowing these riots to repeat. We're in Seattle again.
PFAS has been detected in the blood of nearly all Americans. Exposure to some PFAS have been linked to a variety of potential.
They're building barricades to block off the streets. And into the evening, they're parking their most vulnerable at the front line. Which makes sense when they chant this. Eventually setting fire to their own city. And it's only a matter of time before, like Los Angeles, they start attacking the coppers. But why are these protests only occurring in deep blue parts of the country? Well, maybe it's because in places like Florida, they actually let their law enforcement enforce the law.
If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail.
You're going to jail.
If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired because we are going to run you down
and you're going to jail.
If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave,
you're going to jail.
In our county, you're most likely going to get run over. If you spit on us,
never mind.
Then you're going to the hospital and in jail.
Yeah.
If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have.
And they are very beautiful.
If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your
dead.
With their governor sharing what the citizens could do.
You have a right to flee for your safety. And so if you drive off and you hit one of these people, that's their fault for impinging on you.
And that's it, guys. I think I'm finally going to move to Miami. Even if it drastically changes the formatting of my channel, I think the switch will be so gradual you won't even notice.
I like that. Look at that tattoo on the chest, though. I got one also.
Sadly, I had a whole joke to do here, but as of recording this, World War III has broken out in the Middle East, so the decoy course about how to be an alpha male to your sugar babies will just have to wait, as I gotta start researching if we're about to go to War II, so be sure you subscribe for that.
Probably.
Don't doom scroll on social media all day when you have...
Wow, I like this guy. He's got some good shit, good content, like the things he says, and he's right. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, watch his videos and go watch my videos. Watch everybody's video. He says don't go doom scroll. Go you're on Galaxy News Radio, doom scroll. Watch, just watch that bitch. What's that? You saw that video? Don't forget to like it and watch it again. Anyways, I'm joking. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, I will see you all in another one.